The studio was formed in 1983. It is not only a beautiful dream, but also a youth's expectation. Days went by. It has been almost 28 years. Here we pursue our tribal culture, identification, extension, and sustain operation. I am the director of Dragonfly Beats Art Studio. My official name is Shi Shouju. My Aboriginal name is Zhi Meng Zhi Man. In brief, I am a woman weaving beautiful dreams every day. I like my name. Year after year, being surrounded in the natural space and able to enjoy the life in our culture makes me feel how lucky I am. To appreciate all for raising me, I would like to contribute to this culture, this tribe, and these people. So I thought about what I could do to keep my tribe from population outflowing, working in a familiar surrounding, and doing things that makes me happy. Beads art makes us a crew of women work together. It is not just an income source, but a form of culture. The culture of beads art should be inherited. It is an excellent integration. Despite I have been preceding it for so long, I'm still waiting for a day or a moment that the real beauty of Aboriginal culture can rise up. Especially, it is not merely spreading in Taiwan, but also stepping onto the world stage for Taiwan, and then internationalizes our market. A best present ever from God to the world is a delicate but elegant island Taiwan, where we're replete with a lot of fascinating tribal cultures. Besides, to respect so many different tribes is exactly the cultural essence of Taiwan, and it should be introduced to the world. Working in Taidong Association of Indigenous Holistic Development is what I'm doing. This sector is to devote to the cultural industries. It focuses on traditional culture inheritance, crafting technique learning, and creativity transformation. In a more practical sense, it is the development with respect to economy. However, many studios didn't believe that they could make a living from Aboriginal crafts. They lacked confidence. So we had the association executed directly and tried to change some situations. In the early days, gifts headsmen gave to another or their own family was to commend their abilities. It must be made carefully, refined, and not to be taken lightheartedly. That's the reason why the gifting heritage could last till today. Therefore, we hope that through every segment, from the beginning stage to packing stage, can be seen as a complete construction. In this project, we gained a lot, especially from the fashion designer's contribution. She knew the local women's forte, redesigned clothing, and revised the production technique in hope to make the procedure more flexible for the local makers. Because of this local maker's technique and contribution, she can promote it to other countries and understands that it can be liked by others. The culture and tourism industries in Taidong extremely relies on the characteristics of these tribes. Other than tribal performances, for a long time, most souvenirs are mere copies of traditional appearances instead of innovative presentations. We wish that as long as Taiwan is noticed, the Aboriginal culture will also be mentioned. In 2007, I gathered some housewives to organize a women group. We subsequently renamed it as Women and Children Concerning Association. I am Yue Xiang. My tribal name is Saina. My original purpose was to improve women's finance in the tribe. Most housewives, other than domestic responsibilities, rarely have any of their own incomes. Because of the preceding project, neighbors in the tribe felt that the whole community started to change with more vitality. Many housewives felt more joyful. Why? Because in the tribe, they could make crafts as hobbies, and this also stabilized their incomes at the same time. The primary reason for focusing on weaving was because it is Bunong's traditional technique. In fact, this type of traditional weaving method has failed to inherit for a long time. We started teaching them the simplest way to weave. Weaving can be continuous, and it is a lasting process. Weavers in many ways has a strong connection with their tools. They communicate with their looms and yarns. How you concentrate on the process of warping, spinning, and expressing your ideas is how you want to convey your emotions through the textile during your creative process. I feel this process is about how a person deal with a situation alone. Like hunters when they talk about facing the mountains alone. When he goes hunting, he faces the whole mountain. I think both situations are similar. The moment I came in contact with Bunong's tribal education, I realized such a tribal illumination should be educated to our children. If the whole Taoyuan district could become a homeland of weaving, how wonderful it would be. I wish I could spread this notion out. If Aboriginal crafts could become some highlights on the international stage, that would be a good advantage of exporting over Aboriginal industries. Wherever we are, we have our Aboriginal characteristics. I think these characteristics are important. Don't be afraid how others identify you. I feel we should courageously show our indigenous identity. When life was at its hardest, we took out the beads Mother brought and collected to sell for her medical expenses. At that time, Mother said to my brother clearly, all beads could be sold except for one. The beaded bracelet, which must be kept. That was the best gift I gave to my daughter. This also made her understand the depth of sentiment between a mother and daughter. Because this memory is vivid, I think that's truly the way how my mother encourages me. To return her favor, I keep working on the culture of beads and treasure it. Throughout my journey, even during the toughest time, whenever I picture the moment, I could recall the promise I made to my mother. Born as an Aboriginal woman, I will definitely do my best to contribute to the beads culture.